So we're kind of in a culture of leadership toxicity. I mean, a lot of people I've talked to in the ministry, including myself, have listened to the rise and fall of Mars Hill, the podcast to Christianity Today, and it talks about not just Mars Hill, but a lot of the kind of the toxic leadership structures that are out there in ministry. And, we've worked really hard at Dare to Share to avoid that. And, before it was well before it was a podcast, we've been having these conversations for a long time. What do you think that, what have you done to ensure your heart stays pure and the organization keeps Christ at the center and not a person? Because in a ministry like Dare to Share, quite honestly, it's easy for, the founder, I'm the founder, to kind of build it around myself. And then if I, crumble, everything else crumbles. And, it's a temptation having I have a very alpha, let's go personality, let's drive. I'm a driver. So how do you think we've avoided that and continue to try to, seek to avoid that at Dare to Share and really build a structure that's healthy and a leadership structure that centers on Jesus and not on a singular personality? That's a lot of questions packed in there. But what do you think we've done to help us?
Well, I mean, I listened to the podcast. I remember, I think I had just started in ministry when all of that was happening. And it broke my heart, to be really honest with you. But I listened through that series with the intent of wanting to learn, of wanting to really understand so that I could avoid as much of those pitfalls as possible. I think for us, well, let me just start with my own self. First of all, I'm not perfect. I'm a long way from it. But here's what I know is that if I am not going to the Lord, if I am not keeping my life straight with the Lord and making sure that relationship is like this first, then that's a problem. Like I need to spend time with Him first and foremost, and I need to really. I mean, the more authority and the more responsibility I have, the more the more of a burden I have to just make sure that I'm spending really concentrated and dedicated time with Him and really being prayerful. And I like to pray for my folks. I like to pray for the people that I care about. And so, that is just another opportunity for me to talk to God. And second of all, I think that at Dare to Share, for you and I especially, I mean, you were just kicking this ministry off when I got involved. And so, we sort of grew into the ministry and what we did together as we were going through it. And we became really good friends. And, we have permission to keep each other humble. You have no problem coming to me and saying, Deb, I think you're wrong, or have you considered, this other strategy, or ask really hard questions. And I have no problem going to you at any point, anytime, and saying, wait a minute, Greg, let's just take a step back, because usually, you're like, go, 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 and just look at this a different way. And it's just an unwritten rule. The mission is bigger than us, and we both want the same thing, and we have a lot of relational equity, and we care about it.
Yeah, and I think I would agree with all that. I think the other thing we've done is we've realized, there's a little Diotrephes in all of us, in 3rd John, when the Apostle John says, Diotrephes, who loves to be first among them, I'll confront when I get there. And a lot of theologians believe Diotrephes was one of the elders at this church that just wanted to take control and lead everything. And down deep inside, we have a little Diotrephes in all of us. If we're not careful, we want to take a charge. And I know I have a lot of Diotrephes in me. I feel like one of the things we've done as an organization is we've built a structure to where we have a high-powered board that I'm not on, you're not on, that we give an account to. These are very godly people that are passionate about the vision. We've centralized the vision. We've talked about succession. We're raising up other leaders, and I'm not technically in the leadership structure anymore, which I think is good. I lead now through influence rather than authority. And I think the way that we've built the organization, can't fail safe completely anything because the flesh is the flesh, but I feel like we've built a God-honoring ministry organization. To the youth leaders out there, I think it's just really a good reminder that we build our youth ministries around Jesus Christ, that he is our gospel advancing leader, and that we don't elevate ourselves or a student or anybody other than Jesus Christ to that role, and to keep that going. So Deb, we're going to bring in a youth leader now, but thanks for being the leader that you are. Thanks for being my friend. And thanks for being really a good counterbalance. I feel like both of us, we've rubbed off on each other in many ways, but at the same time, we have unique strengths, and that's really the rocket fuel, as they say, for what Dare to Share is today. So